Community Viewpoint.
And welcome again to Community Viewpoint. I'm your host for this segment. As it says on the bottom there, John Pawlak, your host. And welcome to our Christmas edition. We're going to be talking about issues that are involved with safety issues for the Christmas holidays for our homes here in Pahrump. We have with us firefighter, paramedic Jared Oram. And welcome, Jared, to the show.
Hello. And
we're going to dispense with the obligatory burning of the Christmas tree that we've had for many, many years. When we've scared you enough with that, it only takes a couple of minutes for a dry tree to go up, especially when there's gifts on either side of it. The wrapping paper is just, paper thin.
Yeah. And
that'll go up immediately. And then last year, I believe, we had William Shatner trying to burn down a house, frying a turkey outside. That was a commercial for State Farm Insurance. So we're just going to get to the nuts and bolts of it, Jared. We're talking about just coming up to Christmas. The Walmart and Home Depot, Smith's, the parking lots are just jammed with people right now. People are a little stressed. We'll be having our obligatory accidents out there. Yeah. People will be passing out from time to time, the elderly. A friend of mine was mentioning there somebody passed out or fell down, and there was a lot of blood at Walmart. Not their fault. Smith's had somebody that went down also. So there's a lot of people rushing around. A lot of people are stressed. So you're out of time too. We've got a couple of days. So just be careful. And we're going to be talking about what it takes to keep your house safe. So I found a couple of flyers we're going to be talking about. Jared and I are going to be talking about. Let's do this one here, how to keep your house safe. So I'll put it up there. Jared, if you want to mention what we shouldn't do in our homes. And we have a lot of fireplaces in town here.
We do. A lot of the homes have fireplaces here. There's a few things that you need to make sure that you do whenever there's a fireplace in your home and that you have it wood burning. Make sure that it's well kept. You have to make sure that you get all the ashes cleaned out after every use. You need to have the screen in front in case sparks come out. That can get things around the fireplace caught on fire, which will then spread. So you got to make sure that you're keeping your fireplace well maintained. Fireplaces can get hot, especially if you have like a wood-burning stove. So keep things a good distance from the fire as well.
So if you're not burning something up, you could burn yourself up too, especially little kids.
That's true. Yeah. You can get burns all the time with that stuff.
Yes. So let's go back to the flyer then. What else we have over there? What's number 2 is the stockings near the fire. Sharp hooks. I hadn't thought about that, but sharp hooks with the little kids too.
Yeah.
Ornaments have those little sharp hooks all the time, the old glass balls and stuff.
Yeah, if they drop, they break. You can step on them.
The kids will swallow the little the hooks and stuff.
That's it.
Surprised. I never swallowed one, but anyway.
I never have, but.
Yeah, it's very easy, so we have to watch out for that.
They have warning signs for a reason.
Mm-hmm. And then it mentions also the dry Christmas tree, which I mentioned about the video we had. And they'll go up in just a couple of minutes. And then with a small ceiling, the ceiling gets on fire, and then it just, your couch, and then your presents. And
spreads very fast.
Yes, and then if you're in a single wide, there's not a lot of room to leave the single wide. Broken lights on the tree. It's a little bit harder nowadays, but the 110 volt lights, the round ones, the string won't go out. But with the 110 volt ones, the larger ones, they can still be hot, and the string won't go out. Obstructive doorway. I never thought of that either. There's let me look at the picture again. There's a little rocking horse there. So if you have an emergency, it's hard to get out if there's something blocking the doorway.
It's very true, especially, so for example, let's talk about the tree that goes up. The fire will spread very fast, and then you'll have the clouds or the smoke will go up, and they'll start coming down to the point where you can't see. So that's why when we're in school, we're always telling the kids, drop to your knees,
Right.
crawl out. It'll get to the point where you can't see, and if you have things in your doorway, it's going to be a lot harder for you to get out or to know where to go.
Right. Another thing in the brochures I had here, it didn't say anything about fire extinguishers. Now I have one in the kitchen above the sink. I have one. We have a 2-story. There's one in the hallway upstairs too. And that's the minimum you should have, and that should be the, what is that, ABC usually?
Yes, ABC is good for anything that you would have in your house.
Anything that we know we should have in our house.
Yeah.
Yes. The frayed cords. That's another thing that. A lot of times we'll use extension cords past their life expectancy. We repair them, which you shouldn't.
Nope.
They're very, very cheap. So it's if you have a frayed cord, please replace it.
Yeah, surge protectors as well. A lot of times people will put surge protector to surge protector to surge protector. It doesn't work that way.
No, that's an OSHA rule also that I've learned many years ago. Don't do that. And you're not supposed to have more than 3 strings of lights on one surge protector. I read that also, so I didn't know that. I know we have like the 3-prong things there and another 3-prong thing, and there are just a bunch of cords coming out of them. Candles near the garland. Well, candles is another issue.
Candles are a very big issue.
They should never be left unattended.
Unattended. Yep.
And you should have some sort of a glass dish or something below them to catch the not embers,
the wax.
The wax.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. That wax can melt and go down. It can get on carpet, ignite carpet. That wax gets really hot. It'll cause burns. So that's something that you got to be watching out for. They have things out now. The fiber optic candles, or the ones that let off smell. Those are always good. There's no flame involved with those, but they give the same effect.
Okay. Electric lights on metal trees. Metal trees, are they still prevalent? No, my father, he was proud of his aluminum one years ago. And
I'm
it
sure you could
rotated.
find them, but...
Yeah. But that's something else that's we've had in the past. We have enough trouble with our own trees not having aluminum ones or stainless steel ones. And then the other flyer we had here also, here's another one. Show the other side, please. This is a good one that, going down on the naughty list, improperly using cords by nailing or stapling them, pinching them by furniture, placing them in doors or windows, or covering them with rugs. I know the rug thing back in the Midwest, we did that quite a bit. But nailing or stapling them, I remember that. The Griswolds with Christmas Vacation, they nailed a cat underneath the... Yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes. Leaving home or going to bed without turning off all indoor and outdoor electrical decorations. I can go either way on that for the outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's usually, you have a ground fault indicator out there. And hopefully nowadays everything is, if you buy it, hopefully you can buy LEDs.
Yeah, LEDs are a lot safer.
And here's the nice side for that one also. Make sure you water your tree daily, keeping all decorations at least 3 feet away from heating equipment or an open flame. And it says, the next one,
you need to make sure that you're always following the manufacturer's instructions and using products as they were intended, either be indoor or outdoor use.
And then also make sure it's UL listed CSA Canadian or Intertech ETL. I'm not accustomed to that, but the UL or CSA. And it mentions here decorating with LED lights, which are less energy reliant, and they run cooler than traditional incandescent lights. And so we have 3 more minutes. Anything else we should think of? Oh, the heaters.
Yeah, heaters, you know, it's getting cold in town. A lot of people are starting to
yeah.
turn on their heaters, and just make sure that you're maintaining safety with those.
Change the filters, please. I've changed my filters. I have washable filters too, so.
That's good.
Yes.
Especially when people are turning on their heaters, beginning of the year, you'll smell a burning smell. A lot of times people get nervous about that, but that is normal. If you do feel that there is an issue, you can feel free to call the fire department. We will come out and we'll check, make sure everything's okay. But also remember to stay up to date with the batteries in your smoke alarms, and just stay on top of that.
Okay, anything else? I think we covered everything, folks. Now it's up to you. Only you can prevent Christmas fires with some of the tips that we've given you. Please be careful and do some of the common sense things that you know and some of the things that we've shared with you also. So we have possibly another minute or so. One more minute. And I'd like to thank you for coming by here, first of all. But I have to thank Steve Zvonek, the brand manager from Columbus, Ohio, from White Castle. These are a Crave case. I couldn't get it from the White Castle there's a White Castle in Las Vegas.
I love White Castle.
Well, you can't get them from the one here. The closest one is in 1,000 miles away. So I wrote to the company, and he sent this to me. So I thank you. And I want you to know that I will fill these up for Christmas. But they haven't been used because we can't smell it right now. But anyway, thanks again. Thank you. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you on the other end of Christmas.
Community Viewpoint. Community Viewpoint.